looking at it in terms of process, does the government actually get to make formal submissions to the OIO, which is obviously an independent body?
I'm not familiar with the total process, but the OIO...
They must have a say, though, surely.
I guess that does come up to the government at levels, and I'm pretty sure that that's what was the case during the Auckland Airport scene a few years ago, and the government did get quite involved in that and looking at the best interests of the country. So potentially it could get escalated to that level here.
But I guess it's a sort of consultation or murmuring in ears and back corridors that we're not going to be seeing much of. I guess we're just going to have to wait for a final decision from the OIO. Now, Don, what's in store next week, very briefly? Any predictions from you? Any big announcements in the wind that we should be looking forward to? No.
I think probably the farmers are probably looking for an increase in payout, and I think we'll get a bit of an increase there for the farmers. Fonterra seems to always come up with an increase in payout when there's a drought and farmers are really against the wall. I think it's just business as usual. I think the banks are probably going to be talked to. There's going to be further discussion with the banks about, loosening up lending for farmers just to keep them going in the meantime. It's a very difficult period for farmers, yeah. And
I guess the biggest development we want to see is some rain.
Well, it doesn't look like there's any rain for the next 10 days, does there? Looking at the weather forecast and the way the anticyclones are sitting.
Let's hope. And James, anything of note from your side?
It'll be interesting to see what happens with the currency over the next little while. We did see the currency sort of fall back half a cent yesterday after those CPI figures came out, so it'll be interesting to see what comes of that. Developments from Goldman Sachs, developments out of Greece, they're going to have a big impact on global markets, but also the currency markets here and interest rate markets, so it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that.
I guess the Goldman Sachs thing, though, will take a bit of a while to unfold and ripple through the banking sector, won't it?
It definitely will in terms of the lawsuit, but there has been a real shake-up with risk sentiment and that sort of thing, so it takes a little while for investors to really settle down and get their head around what this all means and what it might mean for the sector in general.
Thanks for that, James. Well, that's all we've got time for today. Thanks to my guests, rural economist James Shortall and financial advisor Don Fraser. We'd love to hear your feedback, so please go to our new website and have a look at my blog, www.country99tv.co.nz. Thanks to you for watching. We'll see you next week.